To make this granny square, you're going to need 4 or 5 colors depending on how many rows you want. So you can finish in 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. I have 5 for mine, but 4 is the minimum. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. Choose your colors, doesn't matter the weight of the yarn or the brand. I have leftovers from different brands. That does not make a difference. Then grab a hook that matches the weight of your yarn. I have a 4mm hook because my yarn is DK weight or lightweight number 4 yarn. Scissors and a needle. Okay, so let's start with the very middle. Make a magic ring. So this is how I do. I hold the tail in my hand and twist it around my 2 fingers and make a little cross at the bottom. I'm gonna hold on to the little cross. I am going to put my hook under the first piece of thread and catch the second one and pull it out and twist a little bit. I'm gonna hold it tight, chain 1. Okay, we're ready for the first row, for the very middle of the flower. We're going to make 12 double crochets into this ring. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch. I go in and make 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to pull on the tail to close the ring, and now we are going to slip stitch into the very top stitch. There's one before that and over the chain 1, but we are going to slip stitch into the very top one, so it kind of looks like you're skipping one. Slip stitch, chain 1, and cut your yarn and pull it out. Okay, so we have this little circle. Don't worry if it's a little bit bendy, it will all stretch out. I'm gonna grab my next color and we're gonna start row number 2 with puff stitches. Make a slip knot. Now look where your knot is. I start in the second stitch from the knot. I'm gonna pull my yarn through. I'm gonna put the yellow tail over so I don't have to sew it in so much. I'm gonna crochet over it like this, and the pink one. You chain 1 and pull out your yarn a little bit. Now you're gonna yarn over, go back into that same stitch, catch your yarn, pull it out all the way up, yarn over, pull through, and chain 2. 1 and 2. Now into the next stitch, I'm gonna yarn over, go into the next stitch, catch my yarn, pull it out once, yarn over, go into that same stitch, catch my yarn, pull it out twice, yarn over. So I'm going to pull through 1, 2, 3, 4 loops. I left the last one, I have 2 loops left. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops and chain 2. Into the next stitch, yarn over, catch your yarn, pull it out, yarn over into that same stitch, catch your yarn, pull it out, yarn over, pull through 4 loops. You have 2 loops left, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and chain 2. And just like that all the way around, and you should have 12 puff stitches at the end of this row. Make sure that you chain 2 after you make every puff stitch. And So here's the knot. I have 2 more, so second last one is right before the knot, chain 2, and the very last one is right behind the knot, the last stitch. So 12 puff stitches and chain 2, and now you want to connect right in front of that first puff stitch, so not into the chains or the stitches. I'm just gonna go right in front of it and slip stitch, just like that. Chain 1 and cut your yarn. Now row 3 is quite simple. Grab your yarn, make a slip knot, and we are gonna make the little petals in the chain 2 spaces. So anywhere around, just pick a chain 2 space, in with your hook, pull out your yarn and chain 2. Now you make a double crochet right next to it. Now we're gonna make a triple crochet, so yarn over twice into that same space, pull it out. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then a double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch right back into that same chain 2 space. Now you want to go into the next chain 2 space, slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet, triple crochet, yarn over twice. After the triple crochet, we make a double crochet again, chain 2, slip stitch, and then slip stitch into the next chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet, yarn over twice for treble crochet, then again double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch. Slip stitch into the next chain 2 space, and so on all the way around. Okay, so finish the last petal. I have chained 2. I'm gonna slip stitch into the same chain space, then I'm gonna slip stitch into the next one, chain 1, and cut my yarn. Now the beginning of the next row is probably the most difficult part in the whole square. So grab your yarn, make a slip knot, and it's just the beginning. Okay, so we are going to make chain 3s in between the petals. Now we are going, you want to find the very middle, the triple crochet that you have done. So the chain 2, double crochet, the triple crochet, double, and the chain 2. So the very, very middle one. And you want to go on the bottom part of that treble crochet, not close to the top, kind of at the bottom there. And you want to go in with your hook so that you cannot see the hook on the other side. So right in through that treble crochet at the bottom. You want to catch your yarn, pull it out, and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now into the next petal. Again, look for that middle stitch, and in the bottom, like this. Okay, so it's not poking through. I'm just catching the right in the middle. You want to slip stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3 into the next petal, the very middle, in, catch the yarn, pull it out, and slip stitch. 1, 2, and 3 into the next one, like this, and slip stitch, and just like that all the way around the petals. Okay, so I've finished. So I made it a chain 3 on the last petal that is not touched, and then this is where I started. So I'm going to go under the chain 3 like this, and I'm going to slip stitch. Then I'm going to chain 2, and we're going to turn this into a square. So chain 2 counts as the first double crochet. If you are more comfortable with chaining 3 for the first double crochet, go on and do that. I just usually chain 2, and then I'm going to make 2 more double crochets into that same space. So 1 double crochet and 2. So I have 3 in total. Then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we make 3 more double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. So this is our first corner. Now the next chain 3 space right here, we're gonna make, chain 1, we're gonna make 3 half double crochets. 1 half double crochet, 2 and 3, chain 1, into the next chain 3 space, another 3 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Okay, so you have a corner, 3 half double crochets, and 3 half double crochets. After that there is a corner again, so 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3 double crochets, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 3 more double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, then again 3 half double crochets into the next space. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, into the next one again 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and the next space is a corner again. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and 3 more double crochets back into that same space. Chain 1, and then you finish with 3 half double crochets, 3 half double crochets, a corner again, the last one, so 3 double crochets, chain 3 double crochets, and then you're gonna have 3 half double crochets and 3 half double crochets, and you will be finished all the way around. And you finish with chain 1 and slip stitch in the beginning of those chain 3, chain 1, and cut. So you can finish at this point if you are just looking for small squares like this. I just need to do my tails real quick, but I will do an extra row. So I'm gonna grab my last color, make a slip knot, and I'm gonna find any of those corners. I like to start at the corner. I'm gonna go in, pull out my loop. I start with chaining 2, 1, 2, and so if you always crochet to the same side, just keep going the same way. Now I like to turn my work when I'm doing the granny squares, because then the corners stay in the same position. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn. I'm going to make 2 more double crochets. I'm going to chain 3 and 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, and then I'll make 3 double crochets in each chain 1 space. So next one is right here. chain 1, next one is right here, chain 1, chain 1, and then the corner, 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, and continue with 3 double crochets into each chain 1 space, and in the corners you make 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets all the way around. Now at the very end I'm going to chain 1 and connect into the first stitch, chain 1 and cut my yarn. My square is almost finished. I just need to do the tails. Okay, so these are the colors, and the most important tail is the very middle one right here where we did the magic ring. If you don't close it very well, it might open up again, so pull tight, and this is what I do. Okay, so I'm gonna go kind of catch a piece of thread before the tail and a little bit after, like this. I'm gonna pull it out, not all the way through. I'm gonna keep that loop. I'm gonna go into that loop from the bottom. I'm gonna pull tight, so that makes it a knot. Now it's not going to open again. I'll just hide it in between over there, and I will just hide the rest of them in between the same color in each row. So just like that, hide your tails. And here I have finished my little granny square. Very nice and colorful, will fit in perfectly with all the others to make a baby blanket. Hopefully I will be able to attach a photo at the end here to show you how it looks in a blanket. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that it worked out for you very well. Right, bye. I'll see you in the next one.